gonna keep it real, and I'm gonna keep it short and sweet. This week has been tough. We've been battling our own vices, but we have one last chance here to save ourselves. Round 4, blue tees, so third from the back. And we've got a gauntlet round here. Very high winds out of the north, very firm, very fast. You'd think we were doing the impossible challenge. I guess you could say we're doing the impossible challenge at CC at Pocotaligo. But that's the gist of it. It's gonna be incredibly difficult. We're gonna see what we can go out and do. Try and keep the head down. Make some good plays. If you're watching on YouTube and you've been enjoying this, or you like this round, consider dropping a sub to the channel. Without further ado, let us virtually golf our behinds off. That's hanging a little bit too far to the right for me. That's slow. Just a little bit much. But I'm going to try and treat things like it's potentially not the end of the world. 75%. So this is where things start to get funky. High end is 120. I mean, you're going to be punching through 50 miles an hour of wind. I think this balloons and goes. I'd say pretty far right, but I mega slowed that. Ended up being about a club too much. Okay, being off the green is good. So we're messing up the first hole, which is kind, you know, I said we've been battling our vices. Very firm, very fast. And that's a normal birdie sequence, right? I mean, that's how everybody draws it up when they say, I'm going to play the first hole to the rough, to the fringe over on the other side, and then in. Like, I mean, that's just how it's played. That you put it down in your notes and you execute. All right, we're not going to get away with that all day. We're not going to get away with that all day. And this, to me, seems like a quite difficult hole. So if we're getting 16 miles an hour of wind, I expect that to land close to pin high. And honestly, I just don't want to be wet, so there's the brain saying, no problem, I got you, fam. You will not be fast. The wind, however, will not knock my ball down anywhere near what I would expect it to. So yeah, this is just gonna be one of those rounds. The very high winds and the very firm, very fast. It's just a tough combo. It's just a very, very tough combo. Alright, this is gonna drift a little bit back. I played that a little bit too far to the right. Good distance control. Okay, so let's I just gotta keep the mind under wraps. Like, commit to a shot and just give it what you got. You can't be living the life of, oh, but if I don't want to hit it in the water. Well, yeah, you don't want to hit it in the water. That's pretty much a given. pretty much a given that you don't want to hit it in the water. But it needs to be more specifically like, I want to hit it here, not I don't want to hit it out or whatever. It's all a mental approach. Feels like I would need to actually de-loft this shot quite a bit. Oh, that's stupendous. That is precisely what I needed to do. Very good de-loft. These very fast scare me, though. Because round one was a little bit slower than this, and those greens chewed me up. Okay. 232. That's definitely playing more than 5 yards. It's 250. 18 in. 232. A little bit longer. I'm gonna play this just... I think this 3-wood is actually gonna get in there. I hit it too fast! How often do you see the 38% perfect or nearly perfect flop? If you want to put the brakes on, you gotta get creative. Alright. We pulled off the input and I over-aimed it. JK LOL. Aimed it perfectly. I wasn't putting that thing in the water. You couldn't. There's no way. There's no way I was letting myself put that in the water. Okay. But how do you put it now to like a reasonable... Trying to sit this is the hard part. Overcooked it to the right. Never mind. It's gonna roll though. We have an eagle look. We have an eagle look, and that is the ultimate ask here. Enjoy the tsunami winds. Yeah, so far so good. I mean, we gotta obviously play the last 13 holes, unfortunately. But so far so good. $20. 51 at the best. Like, at best case scenario, most likely back here. This would rather be to the right-hand side. Because right-hand side gets us up here. Left-hand side has the big hill. Oh, it's terrifying. It's absolutely terrifying, man. I trust that none whatsoever. That kicks you away. Although, I wonder if you landed right before that, if you could get a big enough bounce back there. Or if just being in the sand... I don't think short side sand is the worst. 20-mile-an-hour winds. 323 downhill. I mean, you're carrying driver onto the green, which means that you're dead. Hmm. 258. 263. Probably into the 280s. Just way back. I'm probably getting too fancy with this, but... I feel like hitting a precise shot with this much tailwind is going to be tough, so what I'm trying to do is land it short enough to do something like that, yeah. Something to hit in front of the green. I was hoping to hit it before that slope so it did like a straight kick up. But that's pretty nice. See if we can somehow miraculously make another eagle. It's too short. Solid read. It's just funny like how sometimes as soon as you hit it, you're like, yep, nope, that's not it. But still a tap-in bird. This sucks. This is just like a feed off the right-hand side, isn't it? I mean, you're trying to have the wind hold you up. But that tree is gonna come into play. Try to play a touch aloft. I'm hoping that it's far enough left, though. With that little bit of loft and backspin that it just... You're just trying to get it to take a smaller bounce initially, just so you can start using the friction of the fairway. 106, but you got 17 miles an hour of wind just in your face. Hope that tree doesn't come into play. .106, 7 yards long. I mean, I think this is okay. I slowed it. It's gonna be a chip out of the rough. It's not gonna get out. Shame. Shame, shame, shame. Because that would have been right up in a decent spot. Alright, now out of the heavy rough, it's going to release a little more, so we want to play it a little bit shorter than here. Dang. Gotta hit it just a little bit harder. So that's two in a row where like the chip read was absolutely spot on, but just a little bit of an underhit. You're hitting an absolute bomb here. How far is this going to carry? Almost 370? 405-yard drive. It doesn't matter, though, what club you bring into here when you've got a front pin on very firm, very fast. Options are limited. You can either try and do something crazy where, like, it's lofted and spun from here and still bounces out and rolls. Or you have to try and play... I'm like, we have too short of a club for that play, but the other option is to try and land something on the fairway and have it bounce on. I think we're just a little bit too close for that sort of play. A bit too fast. And that's going to get us too far left. So I was trying to play this shot a little bit more left side due to the way the green slopes around there. But hitting that fast, it does give us a nice putt. And I mean that in the 69est of ways. So let's see how this is gonna play. Not in our favor. There's so much break on it. There's so much break on it. Something not here. Just got to get it close. Still too low. I didn't get it I was gonna say I didn't give it enough power, but if I gave it more power, you're probably off the green. So I don't know. That's a tough one. It's a tough one. We'll see if we can get out of here with the score. Oh, just barely. Oh, just barely. I like that scorecard. That is a palindrome. It's a very aesthetically pleasing scorecard. Yes, the 8 under is nice, but the scorecard itself just looks nicer. All right, so you got to get 280 to clear that. That's a tough ask. That is a tough ask. In fact, it feels as though we would actually put it right into that bunker. I don't have the overpower gusto to avoid it. We're gonna try and just cut it left of it. Just keep the water out of play. $18-mile-an-hour wind. 18-mile-an-hour wind. There's pretty much the wall of wind that when you have winds this high, the ball just kind of gets knocked down at a certain point. I'm gonna give it a little bit more. Just feels like I need to. And it's still low. I mean, so I did need to give it more. Holy cow, that breaks at the end, huh? We're really doing this? How am I so good at giving a bogey away at some point? Ah, man. Hey, what's going on, Lewandowski? From Poland? You're way up past your bedtime. But good to have you. Hope all is well. Alright. That's just the boneheadedness in me at the moment. Ooh. I guess hitting it into here is the only way, right? This is the only way that you get it. We're asking a lot. Sit, sit, sit. Just stop rolling. Just please stop. That's a golf shot. You want to talk about, like, putting it precisely where you needed to? Holy cow. Too firm. Okay. Too firm. And then it almost breaks up. Okay, so these 180, 186s, they just be funky. They just be funky. But I think a lot of it has to do with my pace control on those shots. I'm not being maybe as careful as I need to be. $4 a.m. That's so late or early. I guess it depends. Everybody's got different schedules. I gotta aim like freaking out here. The swing is getting just a little bit too drifty to the right. Ooh, but that's a nice ridge. That helps. That helps. Come on, can we make something? No, we're not gonna start playing this game. We're not gonna start playing this game, man. Nope, nope. Nope. I'm not doing it. Not doing it. See, do you go for it? Seems too dangerous. Seems too dangerous. I think we have to play hybrid here. No games, just the bottom of the hole, Shotzi. Yeah, things were going, and then all of a sudden they stopped going in, and we're playing the like low side, high side, like low side, like just starting to ping pong. Nothing wants to drop. It's like, no, I don't have time for these. I don't have time for these games. Little bit slow. Which with the under hit is gonna be just a little bit too short. Yeah, now we're putting ourselves into these bigger breaks. All right, so like. You go up here, starts the break, and it still is going, I feel like, a little bit less. Not bad. It's tough because, like, we had a really good front nine, so, like, immediately the expectations shift, right? We go from, I'm trying to survive, to I'm trying to thrive. We have to, like, keep in mind where we are, but also, you know, you just want to grab as many scores as you possibly can. The pars, especially when, like, it's, like, miss after miss. If it's the occasional miss, fine. But when it's miss after miss, time after time, yeah, that starts to weigh on you. 55, 260s, 250. Yeah. I'm gonna play this, just with this wind and everything. Stop doing that, game. Stop stick drifting me way out to the left. I'm not trying to play a big cut. Big cut off the deck sounds like an absolutely horrific decision. Yeah, the thing is, we're giving ourselves, like, plenty of eagle looks. Now, we did cash in on eagle. Unfortunately, the rest of the time it has not quite been in our favor. There it is. All right, we're taking the Eagles on like maybe 50-ish% chance. And I think that has to please us. Now, what's the play here? Do you try and play in this and get a kick and go? That seems like it's hella left. If you play it to the bunker, you do have to fly it up. I feel like hitting it out of the fairway just doesn't. I feel like the kick is gonna be just way too strong for us. So 309, and then you've got wind at about 18. It's off to the side though, so even still, 309, 327-ish. Stock, so you're short. Could easily play backspin here. Just a little bit, though. I think I would have just put it in the bunker. I don't want to... It's like, I was playing bunker with a chance at, like, just right side. Yeah, that kicks a little bit too much. I should have just played it right for the bunker. I shouldn't have given it the chance to go up here. Because now we gotta play this shot again to even have a chance. We've had two, like, disgusting short flops on this round. Like a 30-something% and a 44%. Which is absolutely sick nasty. That's 370 carry. That's 340. I guess the question is, like, where do you want to be? If you're out of here, tree branches feel like they could be a problem. It's downhill. I don't think there's enough tailing wind to like do any sort of freak shot with it. That was fast. Not as fast as I thought, but definitely didn't feel good. Okay. Okay. You have a backstop. So I guess the thing is use it. Cause that's the only way you're getting close. Just a touch slow. I went a little far right. I think it's enough to kick left and take the backstop. I was like, you don't. Alright, so I guess you can perch it too high up the backstop and do that. I suppose that is... that is also a possibility. Okay. This hole reminds me quite a bit of, like, what is it, the second hole? First or second green. It's like a very similar concept. I guess it's the first hole. The second one has the border. I think it's the first green, but it's like the par 3 version of the first hole. So what if you take 17 and now this is a very tricky shot. Gap wedge out probably about 147. Now you're talking 17-mile-an-hour wind. And like everything just feeding. I'm playing just a touch of loft and backspin and just like hoping for the best here. 96%. So my brain said that's too much. I don't know if the brain, I don't know how, the brain was pretty right. This is definitely better than if we go long and start rolling down hills. Catch the lip. Catch the lip, why don't you? In the most me way, this is, of course, the best round of the tournament. The hardest one. I make no sense. I make absolutely no sense. 270s is what? That's back here. So we actually need to overpower this to get it to the sand for the splash shot. Been you since you got back? I needed enough distance here to make sure we got sand. Because I don't want to end up in the heavy rough trying to chip out of that and stop it. I would rather go here and try and splash it out. Alright, a little bit too pushy. Little bit too pushy, but there you have it. 14 under. I mean, we've got some 16s and 17s, but 14 under is up there with what some of the best are shooting. So, yeah, a little bit of a weird tournament. That's definitely gonna save us. We just gotta get out of our own way and find ways to score. Plain and simple. So we get to 45. One last thing before we wrap this up. I've got a poll open in the YouTube channel community section. If you have not already, please check it out. Give a little vote. It would greatly help me out in some decision making. So just trying to decide if we do some live stream stuff on YouTube and how we proceed with these TGC rounds. If they're individual videos like usual, if they're VODs, if they're condensed down into one, let me know. I would love to hear what everybody has to say. But that's it for this tournament. It's been a wild ride, but we ended on a very high note. So we'll see what next week holds for us, and if the old brain will help us out.